Hi Virgo, here's a general look at your solar chart for September 2012, and may I wish you a happy birthday. This is a powerful month for you with the Sun in your sign until the 23rd, and in general the way should be clearer with the Sun here anyway, for you to move forwards with what you want to do for yourself personally, and also to pursue your personal interests and maybe your professional ambitions, but also to have a bit of a recap, to have a bit of a review of the last 12 months. Now Mercury is also in your sign until the 17th. Mercury is your ruling planet, so that's going to underpin the Sun's position, and means that you could be very busy socializing, corresponding, getting your head around communications equipment, maybe on the move more. Transport could be emphasized, and you tend to be very sort of mentally alert, but also maybe socializing more because you're in the flow of information exchange. And of course, when we do that, whether we're doing it in our own backyard or over the wires, we're linking with others, aren't we? So there's this exchange going on, and you enjoy the interaction that you have with others, I think particularly in the first week. But why not after the first week as well? But that's because of the position of Venus. If your mental processes are becoming too wound up, or there's too much on your mind, and your mind is beginning to push you around, then it's really time to just take time out, calm down, center yourself, and just relax, really. So do some chillaxing and exercise. But socializing, whether it's for professional reasons or personal reasons, networking, and that'll be over the wires too, and your ability to express your thoughts and intentions as clearly as possible through speaking, writing, people skills, of course, but also through any other medium of self-expression. And then Mercury moves on the 17th. Conversations tend to have a more financial or health-orientated slant, and you're picking up lots of little nuggets of information centered around money or property possessions. Could be on the move more because of those, or maybe it's to do with communications equipment. And the basic physical material aspects of life are going to be highlighted there. You may be keeping more of an eye on the piggy bank, looking to improve things to do with income, or incomings and outgoings, but you could also be striving to make the most of assets as well, whether those assets are external to you or whether that's your own patch of ground yourself, Virgo. It could be how you can maximize and get more, apply more skills using your natural gifts, your natural leanings and inclinations in this life. Also buying, selling, renting, leasing may also be on your mind at that time there from the 17th. And friendships and business contacts are well starred, particularly in the first week. It's a good time for making fresh associations as well. Group gatherings, team efforts benefit from Venus's presence in that area of your chart. You tend to get more support from this very sort of group orientated, but also friendly. You've got friends there, or making contacts with people that you feel can help you further your aims, because actually this is a very progressive area. This is an area where in a teamwork type situation, or in a group dynamic situation, you can very much get the feeling of making progress, of furthering your aims, and getting on with things that maybe you've been hanging around waiting to do for a long time. Techno things could come, sort of be more emphasized at this time as well. And money can be made through technology here when Venus is in this area, and certain relationships could revolve around use of technology like computers and the internet and so on, or maybe something completely different, or some kind of project which is maybe fringe, alternative, or just kind of innovative in some sort of a way. And then Venus moves to quite a quiet background area from the 7th, and you're more likely to be conducting a sort of maybe teaming up with someone, and that you're conducting a relationship more behind the scenes, or in a sort of its own little private bubble. So that can mean a working relationship, but it can also and it's got a sort of cooperative feeling to it, whether it's romantic or family relationship anyway. But you're likely to find others needing your support more, and this is the house of compassionate service, actually, Virgo. So you'll have to be you won't have to do anything, but you're more likely to find yourself in situations where that compassionate side of you needs to come to the fore. And also, this is a time when you should be more careful about your own boundaries and more careful about your own protection and shielding, because you need to look after yourself and give yourself treats or do beautiful healing things for yourself. Because, as I say, you are more likely to have to be there as a facilitator or the bridge for others. This is also a wonderful transit of Venus for you arty Virgo people, and because your imagination will be working well, and also your dreams, they might be bringing that feeling of again this feeling of support coming in some sort of way. Through your dreams, or maybe it's your daydreams, or maybe it's visions, if you do meditation and so on. And this is a very good time to let your imagination flow, feel that warmth and support coming from the invisible realms, in a spiritual sort of sense, but also for healing. This is a wonderful transit for healing, and touch base with your higher self, your guides, your angels, whatever you want to call them, and rest your body and mind whenever you get the chance. And Jupiter, for several months, Jupiter will be guiding you along the path of expansion related to your general direction in life. Jupiter is right up at the top of your solar chart now, and will bring professional opportunities your way. There is going to be new doors opening, and some of you could be traveling more connected to your work. Or connected to your general life direction over these months until next June. For this month, Mars is in your solar communications sector, and getting your head around new things for work or pleasure can get pretty demanding, or maybe even competitive at times. You can get a bit hot under the collar there, or you can feel that others are a bit hot under the collar. Maybe you're having to get your head around things which are quite difficult sometimes. But you can be very productive and indeed very successful as well. You could be mixing and mingling more in person or over the wires. You could be flying hither and thither more for whatever the reason. But you should start to feel more confident about initiating things. Improving things, initiating things. Mars loves to be out in front and making decisions and breaking new ground. So initiating things, pursuing your aims and objectives in this very communicative sector. So it's to do with communications. It's also to do with education as well. And you can be very proactive and successful through media, or promotional type activity, negotiation type activity, or simply speaking up and getting things off your chest and expressing yourself in maybe quite a powerful way. In fact, some of you might want to tone that down a little bit with Mars here. It's also a great transit for developing yourself through speaking, writing, or another medium of self-expression, and also for your creative self-expression to come out, and beat the drum on something in a very sort of creative way. However, with Mercury in your sign until the 17th and Mars in this position here, you might just get a bit frayed around the edges. You might feel mentally overstretched or a bit jittery or a bit nervy at times, so just be aware of that. It's the nature of the beast in this area, You know, you might come across as a bit sort of sharp, really, sometimes as well. So just watch that one also, you know, and just tone that down a little bit. When we have Mars in this area here, we don't know how we come across maybe in a bit of a provocative sort of a way to others, and just a little bit, got a bit of a sharper edge on it. So anyway, yes, and then also Mars is just the energy that is kind of coming through you, but also it can be the energy coming from somebody to you, and certain others can feel aggressive or over assertive, shall we say, or even sometimes sort of kind of, well, argumentative anyway, and you might, you know, be crossing swords with someone with Mars here, but anyway, you got the information. Now it's up to you to know what to do with that. From the 23rd, the basic stuff of life is going to have your attention. So that's when the Sun moves into the same area as Mercury has moved into, which it did on the 17th. And if that's it for your birthday time, September, Virgo, if you're not on my website already, you can go and find what's happening with the solar moving outer planets. And also you might like to find your rising sign or your moon sign, if you know what they are, and listen to the forecast for those, because that kind of fleshes things out a bit more. But don't pay so much attention to the dates. The dates that I give are really only good for the sun signs. I mean, it will be round about those dates, but those dates are only really good for the sun signs, for reasons which I will put out in a video very shortly. And I hope that helps, and I'll see you the next time.